Hello everyone! Welcome to Think Talk Session 4. As in our previous sessions, the topics are varied and randomly picked. Let me start off with this one. Have you ever been a victim of a pickpocket? Yes, the person himself, the criminal, is a pickpocket, not a pickpocketer. Okay? Ang mangunguot in Cebuano, the criminal who dexterously or skillfully and secretly picks into the pocket of the unknowing or the innocent victims and get the valuables in the inside the pockets of the victims is a pickpocket. The person, the criminal, is called a pickpocket, not a pickpocketer. Pickpocket. The theft. The crime is the theft is pickpocketing. The crime, the act. Just like cook, we do not say cooker, right? We say cook. Person who prepares or cooks food. Then we also have drunkard. Drunkard is a person. So do not add man. If you use it in a sentence, that would be redundant. Do not say the drunkard man or the drunkard person enters our house. No, the drunkard, palahubog. And the word audience means people. So do not say people in the audience. They are people. Let us be careful with this. And also be careful with the word advice. Yes, I just like to emphasize this by writing down the difference here. The word is advice with advice with a CE, and there is also that advice with an S and E, an S and E, this one. So let's differentiate, and so we would be able to use them correctly. So this is on correct usage. This one, CE, advice that ends with CE, is a noun. It's a noun. The advice with SE is a verb. By the way, the last sound should be, the CE here should be pronounced S. So, advice. Whereas SE here should be pronounced Z. So, that's advise. Advise is a verb. She advised me not to proceed with the plan. But here, the noun is non-countable noun, cannot be counted, just like information. So it's erroneous if you add S to form plural. No. If you want the plural idea, again, just like information, you add the phrase pieces of before. So, pieces of advice, loads of advice, tons of advice, but not advices. Please do not say, thank you for your advices, because that's wrong. Okay? Let's be careful with this. Another common error is on this one, written or printed. Very common, very glaring. You're welcome. This is wrong. Please add apostrophe here before you and R and add E. Because when you say you're welcome, you are using the contracted form of you are. So, you commit the crime the grammar crime if you fail to add E here and the apostrophe, which stands for the missing letter. The apostrophe here stands for the missing letter A. So this is supposed to be you are. You are welcome. Please, this is very common. I have observed so many. You're welcome, you're great, you're pretty. You say you're great. This is a sentence. The verb here is are, because you say you are great. So add apostrophe there because A here is omitted and add E. So you're great. Now if you are not sure, do not use the contracted form. Anyway, that would still be not quite long. So you better make it complete. You are pretty. You are great. Not your. You based on your audio. Anyway, when you say it, the error cannot be identified if you say you're welcome, because we cannot see how you wrote it. But when you write it or when you print it, please make it correct. Apostrophe R-E. Then we also have the correct usage of confusing words and phrases, such as one another and each other. We use one another if we mean 3 or more people involved. But if there are only 2 people involved, we use each other. Example, my best friend and I, there are only the 2 of us, send messages to each other. So it's wrong to say, my best friend and I send messages to one another. We are 2. There are only the 2 of us, so each other. So it's also correct to say, my students help one another in the classroom. There are 3 or more students, perhaps the entire class, which I'm sure are plenty, or there are several students inside the class. So here, we are, repeat, the example is, my students help one another in the classroom. The family are so concerned with one another. The individual members of the family more than 2, 3 or more, one another. But the couple, there are only 2, the husband and the wife, are so in love with each other. Okay? I think that's understandable now. And then we also have when to use on my mind and in my mind. So the fleeting use of the preposition on and in. The only difference there is the connotation of worry and concern. So when something is in your mind, there is no worry. But when something or somebody is on your mind, you are worrying about that person. You are so concerned about that person. So when example, you say, my parents are on my mind. I wonder what they are now, how they are doing now. My parents are on my mind. You know, you were in my mind, meaning I was thinking of you, but just the thought of it, just thinking of you without no worry. So the only difference between in my mind and on my mind is the connotation of the worry and the concern. See? Just be careful. There is the line of this song in the song which says, girl, you're always on my mind. So the boy singing there must have been worried or so concerned with the girl he loves. Okay, I think that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Till next session. God bless everyone.